So what if I told you that by not tilling your garden this season, you can have healthier produce, have a bigger yield, and all around just have a healthier garden? Well, that's exactly what I'm gonna dive into in this video right now. Alright guys, welcome back to this channel and community. If you guys are new to this community, it's all about using nature to make us healthier, both mentally and physically, and to reconnect communities back to nature. So welcome to this community and this channel. And today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about what is no-dig gardening and why you might want to use it for your garden this coming up season, or whenever you build your garden. So let's first talk about no-dig versus minimal dig versus the traditional garden style. So traditionally, I think the traditional garden style, with air quotes, would be a garden that you dig, right? I think most people think about, I'm gonna start a new garden, I'm going to till that garden at least once. I'm gonna till that garden. I might double till it or even triple till it. I might then till it between summer and fall crops, and then I might till it again in the fall time. So you might have the tiller running through this garden 4 or 5 times in a whole season. Now, why no dig? Let me answer that before I even say what a no dig is. So why no dig? So the traditional garden and tilling your garden, every time you till that garden, it breaks down the ecosystem in the soil. So if you have never thought about this, soil is alive. And if there's one thing that you can take from this video, take that, because it is the biggest concept that you can, it's a very easy concept, but if you understand it, it will skyrocket your garden and just make your garden so much better. And the principles that you start using in gardening are really going to change. But if the soil is alive, and that soil will feed your plants if it's alive. Now, tilling that soil breaks down that ecosystem, and so it doesn't keep building. And the easiest way we can think about this, I think, is think about a house and a tornado. So think about you built a house from the ground up, and once you have it built, you're ready to start putting your own flavor to it, your own twist to your house, making it your home. A tornado comes and rips it apart. And then in this situation, you have unlimited money, and so you just build another house. Cool. However, you build the other house, and once you get to start making it your home, another tornado comes and rips it out. So yes, you can just keep on building the house because you have as much money as you want in this situation, but it's never really a home because you never get to put your twist on it, because every time it's built, a tornado just comes and rips it apart. And that's kind of what's going on with over-tilling of your soil. You build an ecosystem and then you just come with a rototiller and just rip it all up. And so the beneficial bacteria, you're killing off that beneficial bacteria, you're killing off some of these microbes, and you're ripping apart the fungal networks in your soil. All that white stuff that you see in your soil, and especially in like your wood chips and mulch, that's mycelium. That is the basically plant of the mushroom. So if you thought about a tomato, the tomato plant would be the mycelium, the actual tomato would be the fruit or the mushroom. And the mycelium in soil is very, very important to have a healthy soil ecosystem, and in turn to have healthy plants, and in turn to have a healthy gut microbiome, which subscribe to this channel because in later videos, I'm gonna talk exactly why it's so important to have microbes in your soil and in turn microbes in your gut for mental and physical health. Because when we don't have microbes in our gut, it derails everything. That's another video. But so that's why you wouldn't want to dig. right? That is what a traditional style does. And a no-dig garden is just what it sounds like, a garden that you literally never dig. So how you create it, and again, make sure you subscribe because I'm gonna be showing you more in depth actually how to make your own no-dig or minimal dig garden in a later date, in a later video, but you just don't dig. You put compost on top of like newspaper or brown paper, something that's going to break down in the soil, so not like plastic or something, but something that's going to kill the grass. Then you put that compost on top of that substrate, like the newspaper or whatever you use, about 6 inches, and then you can plant right in there. Now, a minimal dig, which a lot of times people will interchangeably use these words, a minimal dig is a garden that you dig once and then you basically use the same approach. So you dig one time. I like to do this because I live in Louisville, Kentucky, and there is a lot of clay in Louisville, Kentucky, and I just like digging it one time. So I'll dig it once and then I'll put the newspaper down and put the compost on top and never dig it again. And the reason why you're doing this, the principle behind a no-dig garden, is that you are feeding that soil ecosystem. And by not ripping it up with a tiller, you can just continuously feed that soil ecosystem, and over the years your soil will get better. And that's the goal. Every time you garden, every year, that soil and the ecosystem should be building up. It shouldn't just stay the same, and it definitely shouldn't be going down. And with tilling, with spraying pesticides and herbicides, and by putting in synthetic fertilizers, because you have to, because the soil is dead, so in order for your plants to grow, you need synthetic fertilizers. It will work short term, but over time, all those inputs will degrade your soil's ecosystem, and that is not what we want to do. And so that is why we use a no-dig garden, and that is what a no-dig garden is. You're just feeding that soil underneath. Now, again, like I said, it is very easy to get started. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel because I will be doing a video really showing you how to build your own no-dig garden. But again, it's all about the soil's health. And once you put the compost on, you're gonna feed that garden every season. So instead of feeding the plants in this concept, you are switching that flip in your head and you are feeding the soil. So you would just add on every season like a ½ inch of compost or some leaves or some other kind of mulch, and you're just going to add that on top of the soil. You can also grow cover crops, but the whole principle is to put inputs in your garden and on your soil that is going to feed that soil and not kill that soil. And tilling does rip apart ecosystems. Even though you can do it, people have been doing it for a long time, and this is not for like big 100, 200 acre gardens. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about home gardening, which most of you guys watching are probably going to be a home gardener. You're not growing on 200 acres of land or 300 acres. That would be hard to bring in that much compost. I understand that. Yes, we have compost tea and all this other stuff, but at that big a scale, you're probably tilling, but you don't have to do what these big ag farms are doing. And if you don't do it that way, you will get a better yield. You can get healthier, microbial rich food, and overall just an easier garden to maintain, because when the soil is healthy, you won't get as many weeds. The weeds that you do get, it is much, much easier to manage them because that soil is so light and fluffy, and you can just pick those weeds out right away. So those are all the pros to a no-dig garden. Let me know if you've heard of this concept in the comments. If you've never heard of this concept, let me know what questions you might have. Guys, let's keep on getting healthy by building communities, reconnecting communities to nature, and just using nature to improve our mental and physical health. Until next video, peace out. Love you guys.